Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to part 33 of my Hyperion progression series. And today is a brand new patch update. Yes, it's been a while since we've had a pretty big patch land. The last one we had was probably when the series started, actually at the beginning of New Age with the Identisk event. And today marks the beginning of a pretty powerful event. And there's so many things that I want to go through regarding what I want to use in this event for the account. And I'll try my best to go through all the things that I want to utilize for this event. Now, I haven't even started it, but there's a lot of things to go through. So let's start off with just going to Mayple Island. So this is the new event. This is the main new event, I believe. So for this event, there are so many things that they've added and there's so many things for us to claim. And I want to just go through some of the things that I'm looking forward to. The first thing is, of course, the centerpiece of the event, this Wish Orb. They give us a lot of things that aid our progression, and there are two main things that I'm looking forward to. The first one is actually just these 3x EXP coupons. Very simply put, I need to get to 275. You can see here I am currently 272, about 50%. So these 3x coupons are definitely going to be a very important step for me to get to level 275. And this in conjunction with some of the remainder of my coins from the previous event, from Minor Picnic. Hopefully this will get me pretty close to 275, and we do get a bunch of other EXP things along the way. We do get a prepared spirit pendant, for example, and I believe in this event there are some event buffs as well, but we'll get to that in a second. So that's the first thing, just being able to really push levels alongside these two magnificent growth potions. I think I have a really good chance of getting to 275 by the end of the event. The second thing that I'm really keen for are these extreme growth potions. It looks like every week we get 15 of them, and this will hella push our Legion. I am currently just under 7.5k Legion, and with all these growth potions is a really good chance I can push a lot of my characters to level 200, and that will just really get me closer to 8,000 Legion, which is my main goal. Once we get to 8,000 Legion with a lot of good Legion blocks, it will be a really strong gain for our character. So those are the main things I'm looking forward to from the Mayple Wish Orb. The other thing that I am looking forward to are these event buffs. This is pretty similar to what we had in Identisk and is a pretty standard event for buffs. It gives us a lot of opportunities to get more boss damage, more IED, which are fantastic. But I really want to give a go at attempting Black Mage by the end of the event. And to be able to do that, I'm going to be utilizing this specific event buff, this Arcane Power one. We can level this up, and then we can put some points into our Arcane Force on our Hyper stats. And what this will allow us to do is get enough Arcane Power to get a 1.1 times multiplier of damage onto Black Mage. It's a 10% FD increase. It's one of the strongest gains that you can get against Black Mage, and you can only do it when it comes to events like this. So I'm looking forward to being able to progress in this event as far as I can to make sure I can utilize these event buffs to its maximum potential, so then I can try Black Mage by the end of it. It's a lot of steps that I have to do to get to this end goal. The first one, the most obvious one, I need to get to 275, which will take a long time, I think. And the second main goal is to try to get to 8,000 Legion. So to start off today's video, I will try to make the first step to getting 8,000 Legion by visiting a new class. With this Mayple Island update, we got a new class, or rather a remastered class, Lyn. It used to be Beast Tamer, and I think I might have mentioned it in the really early videos towards the beginning of my account series, where I talked about how Beast Tamer had one of the strongest links and Legion in the game at 10% boss damage, 10% crit rate, and its Legion block is IED. It is a really powerful character to have on your account just to get to level 210, and this will be something that I'll be working on to try to push both my Legion and also just gain access to one of the best link skills in the game. To be able to power level this character with this event, they actually give us a Terra which allows us to basically get 3 levels, each level up, all the way to level 200. And once I hit level 200 on the Lyn, there are a lot of things within the event that gives us EXP for characters above 200, similar to the previous event where we had the minigame EXP. So I think that this is a very good first starting point to take advantage of this event. With that all being said, the first thing I'm going to do is just make my Lyn and try to get it to level 200. And if I can get it to level 210, I'll do that as soon as I can, just so then I can finish off the character. So I just finished up getting my Lyn to 140. I'll leave it there for the time being and work on it again throughout the event because I have used all its procs and it's pretty much just chilling at 140, 150 in that range. And every day I'll probably cap on it as well, just to try to get the most out of the character while leveling it up, and eventually we'll get it to level 210. That being said, now that the Lin is level 140, it actually pushes my Legion level to over 7.5k, and now we can finally get the upgrade on our Legion board. And now that we've upgraded our board, we are going to be putting in our Lin. It gives us an extra 3% IED, which is quite nice, but once it hits level 200, it will give us 5% IED, which is quite nice. The next thing that I want to try to work towards is using these EXP points. To get the EXP vouchers, I believe it's this Mayple Adventure NPC, and it puts us through Dungeon Blast, which is pretty similar to what we had in the previous event with the Forest Blast minigame. So I'm going to quickly go do this and just stock up on some EXP vouchers, and once our Lin gets to level 200, we'll be able to send her straight to level 210, hopefully. So it's actually been a few days since I last recorded something on MapleStory. I took a short break and only really did my dailies before logging off, just to kind of not burn myself out, I suppose. And now that I'm back, I went ahead and did the weeklies like you guys just saw, and I just sold off all my crystals. Now we're sitting comfortably a little bit under 6 bill, and if we include some of the money that I made on my mechanic as well, I also did my weeklies on my mechanic on stream. We basically add another 1 bill on top of this, adding up to about 7 bill on the account at the moment. So we're slowly rebuilding what we spent on the last Star Forcing event. In terms of drops this week, we only managed to get 1 Kindness Treasure and 1 Daybreak Pendant. Not too exciting, but having these extra Daybreak Pendants is kind of nice because now we're having just a little bit more fodder for our Superior Golix Pendant, whilst also maybe being able to 21 one of these pendants later down the track. Nothing really much to say about the gear at the moment. Nothing really has changed. Having the extra Kindness Treasures is kind of interesting just because I don't really see myself using it to fodder into the slime ring. This is one item that I have to try to get to 21 hopefully, or maybe just 19. I don't think foddering is really much of an option because I'd have to buy more superior rings, but even my pendant is not 21 currently. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to fodder into the slime ring. In terms of other item progressions, one thing that you guys might notice is I actually don't have a pap mark anymore in my inventory. And that is because I bought this Sweetwater monocle and I actually managed to hit the transpose. For those who don't know about the transposing system, the way that it works is that you will have to get the pap mark to 16 star, and if you talk to this NPC here, you'll be able to interact with this interface, and you'll be able to put the pap mark, which is 16 star, into the monocle. What it allows you to do is, the monocle actually maintains the 16th star, even though it's at 15. So you can see here, my monocle is at 15, and usually a 15 star item doesn't have any bonus weapon attack, but my monocle does have this little bit of 8 extra magic attack. With the transpose monocle, what it allows me to do is get this safely to 21, because we'll be able to buy more spares if it does boom. From this NPC, he sells the monocle at 250 coins, or the Commercy Dineros. And the best part about buying these extra Sweetwater monocles is the fact that they are reliable spares. So if you guys do end up getting a pap mark, I highly recommend you guys do Commercy. It is sort of a tedious daily. I don't like doing it myself, but the item is just too good to pass up. If you want to compare it against the Black Bean Mark, the Black Bean Mark has only 50 attack, and that is with a 4 attack flame. And I believe the monocle should beat that out. within 4 stars. So even a 19-star monocore should beat out this 20-star Black Bean mark. And given that it's a level 160 item, the potentials are a little bit better as well. So when it does get to legendary, instead of being 12 and 9%, for example, at 2 line, it'll be 13 and 10. So you do get a little bit of extra damage. And on top of that as well, it does have okay flames. It's about probably half the effectiveness of a Black Bean mark. But because it is a level 160 item, each of the stars give it a lot more stat. Just something to consider, guys, if you guys do end up getting a pat mark. Just access to basically infinite Sweetwater monocles and not worrying about spares is just really strong. And it being a level 160 item with basically a free star after transpose is just really, really good. Speaking of my mech, like I said, I did go and finish all of my weeklies on this character. And one of the nice things about having done those weeklies is the fact that I actually managed to get a few nice items. The first thing is I did manage to get a Black Bean mark on this character on stream. Really happy about this because it does replace a pretty weak item. This Aquatic Letter Eye accessory from Zakum isn't very good. And the Black Bean mark, the fact that it can go to 17 means that it is a significant upgrade for my mechanic. Very happy with that drop from Pink Bean. I will have to upgrade this eventually. But the thing that I'm mostly excited for is the fact that I finished Lotus and Damien one extra time. From Lotus, I managed to get 3 cores. I only really needed 2, but getting 3 is nice. This allows me to buy my final Absolab armor. So we'll have to be able to buy the cape from the Lotus shop. And I already had 1 core from Damien, and I just needed to get the clear to get 1 more core. And with 2, we'll be able to also buy the shoulder piece. This will put us on 5 set Absolab, which is amazing. It will give us a lot of extra ID and a lot of extra boss damage. I'll actually lose this 9 set bonus from the boss accessory set. And I'm going to have to unlock my pocket slot to be able to maintain the 9 set bonus. And with that, it would finish out basically most of our items. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little bit of Scrapyard and Dark World Tree to get the cores needed to exchange into these item pieces. Took a little bit of time, but we eventually got there. We managed to finish Scrapyard on both the Mechanic and the Battle Mage, and of course Dark World Tree, so now this should be enough for me to buy the remaining parts of the Absolab gear. Let's start off by exchanging the coins. With those 2 coins, we can buy the cape from the Absolab shop for Lotus, and we can do the same thing to grab our shoulder from Damien in Dark World Tree. And there we go, we are now able to transition entirely into 5 set Abso. This is a pretty big gain, and all we really need to do is just to wait for a Star Forcing event to get these up. I will have to safeguard these because they are Absolab pieces that I don't want to blow up. I really don't want to do more Scrapyard and Dark World Tree if I can help it, because it is kind of tedious. And I don't see myself doing any more of those weeklies anytime soon. So I'm pretty happy with just finishing up the Abso on this character and not worrying too much about it on other characters just yet. What I will do first is to spend a little bit of money to get a better flame on this Abso cape. It's got 45 dex, which is kind of okay, but we can do a little bit better than that for hopefully a little bit cheap. And I do have 1 build that I put in the storage from my bossing on this character, so we can spend a little bit of money to see if we can get a better flame on our cape. There we go, we got 69 dex, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I won't try to push the flame much further than that. And I have a few more left over. I could put them on the Black Bean mark. This will probably be my best in slot for this character. And if we can get something usable, I'd be pretty happy. And there we go. I think I'll settle on this 20 and 5%. That's probably good enough for a cheap damage gain. And yeah, pretty nice amount of gains here. What I'm going to do now, just to kind of round out the Abso gear, is to go to the event map and buy some epic potential scrolls. Hopefully they're not too expensive. I only have 600 coins on my mechanic at the moment. I would like to have had more on the mechanic, but I missed out on a few days of capping because I took a break and only really played on my main. So hopefully the epic pot scrolls aren't too expensive in this event. And okay, they're not too bad, only 300 each. I'll grab 2 of these, and I can put them straight onto these items. I was getting out of the event map just because it was a bit laggy. Then I remembered I actually do have a epic cape over here from earlier in the series. So thankfully I can save a little bit of coins on this character, and I can probably use this epic pot scroll somewhere else. Maybe on this black bean mark instead. So first I'll transfer this cape onto this Zakum cape and then onto the Amsterdam cape. And then we'll use the epic pot scroll on both the black bean mark and the shoulders. The black bean mark actually revealed with 6% dex, which is quite nice. We won't have to worry about re-rolling it. And for the shoulder, wow, it also revealed on 7% dex. That is very convenient. And thankfully for the Absolab one, because we transferred up the potential, it actually maintained that one dex line, and it actually came up as 7% instead of 6 because it is a level 160 item. Let's finish off these last few gains on this character by star forcing everything to 10. And then once we get a star forcing event, we'll be able to get these to 15, 16 or 17, depending on how much money we have at the time. There we go. Now let's have a quick check at our current combat power. As it is right now, it's about 3.5 mil. And once we equip all these items, I expect us to have a pretty significant upgrade. Thanks to the set bonus, this Absolab cape will finally beat out our Tyrant's cape, which is nice. And of course the black bean mark is a pretty nice upgrade over the aquatic eye accessory. With those equips on, we gained about 200k on the combat power, which isn't too much, but it is a direct upgrade, which is nice. And we got rid of some of our temporary gear. We don't have to worry about the shoulder and the capes anymore. Our mech is looking pretty nice in terms of its gear right now. I'm pretty happy with what it is at the moment. The only thing that I would like to do is unlock this pocket slot. And what I'm going to do regarding that is I'm actually going to wait for the daily trait increase potion from the Fairy Bros. It's already at level 20 something, so I just need to get this little small one. And I don't really want to buy the trait boost potion from the event, and I'll explain why maybe in a later episode or maybe at the end of this one. But I don't want to buy any of the trait boost potions from the shop. I have some ideas regarding that for something else. But yeah, all we really have to do now is kind of wait for our cup to be used. I have this one ready. I could probably try to go for a better cup, but it's not that big of a priority, and 48 and 4 attack is probably good enough for a cup. And yeah, all it is now is just we're waiting for events to cubes things, to star force things, and our mech is basically done, I think. It's just a matter of trying to get up to level 255 and kind of leaving her in Limina to farm fams. And that's kind of the goal with this character. I kind of want it to be 1, a boss mule, and 2, my fam farmer. The fact that it's a resistance character is really nice because it shares the same cash shop as my main, so I can transfer the Vac pet over, making my farming a lot easier. Just the last thing regarding the mech, I did manage to get a superior Golix earring, which is pretty crazy. I managed to get this a little bit ago on stream, and yeah, it was quite funny how I got this. I didn't actually intend on doing Golix on that day. I'll just let the clip speak for itself. Oh, I just went into... I don't know if I can do Helix. I just like muscle memory straight into Helix. Let's get out of here. I don't think I can lower the difficulty now that I'm here. Whoops. Well, we might as well try, hey. It's looking a little sus. 75 ID. It's not very good. It's not very good. I mean, it looks clearable, but is it worth it? The whole point of doing that was just to get 20 coins, and I just spent 10 minutes to get 30 coins. That was 100% not worth it. Like, in no world was that worth me doing right now. Like, legit, there's no world that was worth doing. I have 50 drop rate. Oh my god. That stream's over, guys. Stream's over. That's it. Stream's over. And with that, guys, I think that will be the end of today's video. The main things that we really did was just kind of making back the money that we spent on the previous event, whilst also still making some progress towards our mechanic getting stronger. And I'm happy to say that the mechanic is in a pretty good spot at the moment, and it has most of the gear that I can really ask from it. The fact that it has a bonus superior earring is kind of nice as well, although I honestly don't really see myself transitioning fully into superior just because it takes so long. And I really don't want to do more dailies than I have to, especially because it is a mule. And for what I want to do with it, I'm pretty happy with what it's got. Other than that, we're just still kind of waiting on events to push our main. And while we're waiting, we're going to try to push our character to 275. And hopefully you guys will catch me on stream, because that's when I will be doing most of my training. If you want to see me on stream, please consider subscribing to the channel to be notified. And I really appreciate it if you guys like the videos and the streams as well, because it helps me out quite a lot. Thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos so far. After my break, I'm feeling a lot more motivated to upload more videos, so expect more videos from me upcoming soon. And in the next one, we'll be doing something kind of fun, so hopefully you guys will still be around for that one. I really appreciate all your guys' support, and take care. I'll see you guys in the next part.